What's up, kids? Count Negroff, Storm Thrasher, also known as Blackie Black Metal, back again. Just hanging out and shit, doing what I do. So today, as I was coming home from working on my day off because I'm so dedicated to my job, I was listening to some Lita Ford, and I tell you one thing: there are two women that totally helped to form my whole taste in chicks all together. She-Ra and Lita Ford. Point blank, period, man. Lita Ford surprisingly has a lot more history than what people really know of her, you know? Like what's commonly known and what's commonly spoken of. Of course, you know, heavy metal queen from the 80s, absolutely great guitarist. But she also was lead guitarist for, you know, this band from the mid to late 70s, the Runaways, headed up by none other than Joan Jett of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, along with the original lineup was Miss Cherie Curry, who ended up becoming an actress and a Hollywood personality, basically. Who else? Jackie Fox, the bassist. Not kind of reclusive, doesn't really ever have much to say necessarily, wouldn't even allow her likeness to appear in the biopic, so that kind of sucks. And the late great Sandy West, who was the greatest female drummer, one of the greatest female drummers to ever live. She passed away from cancer in 2006. It really sucks. And she was one of the ones who was really the most instrumental in trying to at least get them to do a reunion tour, you know what I mean? Because there were people who I totally would want to see Runaways, you know, come back together as original lineup and play some of that music now. Apparently Sandy West was so great a drummer that she, you know, she still had her chops up, you know, up until the time that, you know, she was succumbing to cancer, more or less. She had done a stint in prison for robbery or something like that. She'd actually gone through a whole lot of crazy stuff, so I could understand why Sandy West would have wanted to, you know, reunite for at least, you know, the purposes of, you know, profit. I mean, shit, she was going through hell. But, you know, that's the way the rock and roll lifestyle can be sometimes. You end up in those crazy spots. But, you know, R.I.P. Sandy West. It's really a sad story to, you know, that she didn't get to see the biopic happen or, you know, any of the reunion stuff, really. Well, it's not even so much a reunion, but, you know, them at least acknowledging the film being made or whatever. But anyway, that aside, Lita, hands down, one of my favorite guitarists ever, female or not. You got to check her out. I think one of my favorite albums from her was Out for Blood. She's just the queen of noise, you know, point blank. Like, that's the trademark there. You know, Runaways, queens of noise. But I do think that Lita deserves the title indeed of the queen of fucking noise. She's one of the most awesome guitarists to live. I mean, like, it's a shame that there's been other female guitarists, and there are other female guitarists who are just as good, if not better, you know, up to your opinion. But she really I feel like is, if you want to be iconic, like I said, like, you know, what better chick in this world to have than one that is both a mixture of She-Ra and Lita fucking Ford. You know, Lita Ford is, it's the kind of, she's really spicy. To see how she's interviewed, she's really got like this kind of a attitude, but it's kind of a turn on though. Like, she's she's, you know, she's definitely in that range, that cougar range. I think she's what, 52, I think. But absolutely stunning 52. I give her that. She looks really good. So you know, married woman with kids and everything. So, you know, much respect. Lita Ford, you know, is definitely you know, like I said, a queen of the genre. So all due respect. But there definitely are, you know, chicks coming up here in metal. I really have been kind of out of the loop in for many years here. The last time I watched Headbangers Ball, and it's now, I'm 30, so all you guys that are, in my age, we remember Ricky Ragman and like the real Headbangers Ball. And for the last probably 11 or 12 years has been this whole different MTV2 Headbangers Ball. And it's just not, I appreciate the fact that they're still trying to get some metal on, and they do have some good bands on there, like, good metal bands that make videos, but nothing will ever be the same as that, old school Headbangers Ball. It was just like, it was the metal version of Rap City. You know what I mean? You know how Rap City would always play like the craziest hip hop, like the underground kind of shit that you wouldn't normally see, and that's how Headbangers was. Like you saw like Carcass and just death metal stuff. What did I remember? It seems like Slayers, Deicide, just like the craziest. Like, I wasn't even ready. I wasn't mature enough for it when I was listening to it then. It took some years for I really, before I really could feel how, that real brutal death metal. I was just too young, and then, it wasn't what 8-9 years, but I still had to watch Headbangers Ball. And then there was a tie to WCW wrestling, so that was my favorite thing. I was big Lex Luger fan, hands down. So anything related to WCW, and Ricky would make appearances on WCW Saturday night, so I had to, later on watch Headbangers Ball because he was just on wrestling. But anyway, I really want to see how the chicks are doing really with metal. Now, I've been online a lot, and I haven't come across any good newer metal bands with chick front persons. Shouldn't say front man in that case, right? Front persons. The last I know of course, is Awesome. I've dug this shirt up. Surprisingly, I bought this shirt when I was in college, so I've been out of college for a little while now, and it fits pretty well. I gotta give myself a little credit here. But anyway, Arch Enemy, absolutely. Of course, Arch Enemy did not start off with Angela, but I don't know what to really, because don't get me wrong, old school Arch Enemy is straight up death. Like, we all know this. It's like something that sounds totally different than what it sounds like now with Angela there. But Angela gave Arch Enemy this dimension that is, I don't know how to really describe it. It's cleaner. It's not as brutal, but it still is though. She's got a great voice. She's good. I loved Wages of Sin. Wages of Sin was straight up my, anthems for like a whole month one month when I was in college. Like, every day and night was a different track from Wages of Sin. Anthems of Rebellion was good. Of course, it wasn't like track for track like Wages of Sin was, but it was still good. And the one after that I hadn't really listened to yet. I hadn't really listened since, but I don't know. I bought the DVD set, so I've heard some newer songs. But like I was saying, I've been kind of out of the loop with metal. As you can see, I'm mentioning stuff like from Anthems of Rebellion. They put out like 2 or 3 albums since that one. But anyway, like I was saying, Angela Gassow, just the fact that Michael and Chris Ament, is it Amont or is it Ament? I've never heard it actually pronounced. But the two of the sickest guitarists to ever live. Like, I love Randy Rhoads and Alexi and everything, and Dimes, Kirk Hammett, Mustaine, all those guys. But Michael Amont has really got like this really sick signature and clean style. There's nothing greater to me than a guitarist that is dead on, just, oh my god, just beautiful, clean, shredding, man, because everybody can't do it. Make sure I don't fuck up my mic. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is, oh god, who doesn't love a good solo, man? You know? Seriously, that's what metal's all about right there. If you're listening to some band that doesn't do that, you're not listening to metal. I'll go ahead and say that much. Like, if you're listening to some band where a DJ would have stopped and scratched for like 15-20 seconds, you're not listening to metal. You know what I mean? We're not in the same league. We're not in the same class. When I start playing my shit, don't turn around and be like, oh, check this out, and play a Linkin Park song. You know what I mean? God. I mean, I respect everybody. They're talented, but it's not. No, God. I hate that whole people who get into music, like, because the sound kind of illustrates an image that they want. You know what I mean? Like, the whole Linkin Park thing is like, they're trying to say, look, I'm hip, and I'm kind of a mixture of everything. So, you know, I'm cool because I'm kind of rap, and then I'm kind of like, they say rock and roll, or they don't say, or they say something, some kind of out of date term when it comes to metal, or you know, basically metal. I might as well say metal. It's just, oh God, there's nothing worse than it. But anyway, Arch Enemy rules. So do chicks in metal. Angela Gassow, Lita Ford, absolutely great metal chicks. Check you guys out later.